2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good morning. This is K0DWC on frequency, taking early check-ins for the vintage military radio net. Is anybody out there awake yet? Feel free to check in.
November 6th, Bravo.
Well, Chuck, I'm free at last. W7MS. Okay, Mike. Well, good morning. I heard Bill in there too, checking in. Bill, I've got you in the one spot there, my friend, N6 Bravo Charlie Tango, and Mike, I got you in the two spot, W7MS. Mikey. Alrighty. Okay. Stay by a minute, guys. Let me see if there's anybody else out there. Is there a number 3 out there that would like to check in? You can come now.
W6 SSP.
Wow, there's Steve. Good morning, Steve. All right, I've got you in the number 3 spot. Excuse me. All righty. Let's see. Number 4. Is there a number 4 out there that would like to check into the vintage military radio, and that you can come now.
KB0W, Kilo Bravo 0 Whiskey, South Lake Tahoe.
Well, good morning, Frank. Hope you're doing good this morning. Hope all of you are doing good this morning. I've got you in the number 4 spot, Frank, KB0W. Let's see, is there a number 5 out there who would like to check in? We might get the net started a little early. We got enough check-ins, so if you'd like to be number 5, you can come now. Anybody else out there? Before we get the net started, okay. Well, good morning, gentlemen. K0DWC Chuck. We'll be on 3.9 seconds. Vintage Military Radio Net is an opportunity for licensed hams to operate their vintage military radio. Roundtable session. Anybody has anything to say or want, please mention it during your turn in a roundtable session. Rundown as I have it, I've got Bill in 6 Bravo Charlie Tango in the number 1 spot. Good morning, Bill. Yes, in the 2 spot. Good morning, Mike. In the 3 spot.
Here we go.
And in the 4th spot is Frank, KB0W. Good morning, Frank. One last call out for number 5. If not, I'll just check stragglers at the end of the first round here. 5's open if you want to check in now.
Well, Chuck, there's still just a station that keeps tuning up on you, whoever that might be.
Yeah, I know I heard something, but trying to check in. I'm sure they'll check in here when they're ready. But anyway, thanks, Mikey. All right, well, we're running the ALT-13 this morning on the AC power supply, approximately 200 watts. And talking to the D184 amplified microphone, and listening on the R45 ARR7 receiver, and using an RS3 speaker. And, as a backup, I've got the R388 to my right with the loop antenna as a backup. So that's all run down here, run through a inverted V antenna. So that's the story here. So we'll go ahead and get going, and I'll pick up number 5 when Frank takes back over. So Bill, N6BCT, you're in the number 1 spot. Congratulations. Go ahead. This is K0DWC.
BXY will go for number 5.
Okay, Vern, I've got you. Hang in there. Now, you're in number 5 spot.
Yourself.
Otherwise, everything else is doing okay. The phone computer is all locked up. This one is not locked up. This is the over to the W7MS. Okay, well, thank you, N6BCT, who's all locked up this morning, so we do hear you. W7MS, Mike and Reno, good morning to you, Chuck. Of course, Bill, Steve, Frank, and we have out there. But this morning running the GRC 19, and we'll keep it rolling here and see what Steve's up to. W6SSP, W7MS.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and good morning, everybody. This is Steve, W6SSP, just north of Santa Rosa. And as we get Collins 42V1 transmitter, 75A1 receiver. Conditions are kind of not that great today, at least up here. Most everybody's weak, but Frank is just booming into it. We've got a good path between us every week, it seems like. Anyway, oh boy, a bunch of things going on this night. The biggest thing is the big Calistoga fire, which is just about 30 miles or so east of us. And it's not coming this direction. The winds keep blowing from the west or southwest, but the big fire we had 8 years ago now came from Calistoga, so everybody around here is on edge. And orange skies in the morning when the sun comes up. Anyway, on the bench this week has been an R390A, one I bought along with three others rather, about 6 years ago. Finally getting around to it. Now we'll get into more of that on the next pass. Anyway, over to Frank, K0DWC
Okay, good morning. Good morning, Chuck. Thanks for running the net. Bill, Mike, Steve. Steve, you're booming in here too. Thanks for the compliment. And you're way over S9 and peaking on my Drake R4C here at 10 over. So really nice signal on your 32V. Good morning, Mike. Hey. Nice to hear you. And your GRC 19, I don't know what that is, making a nice signal too. And Bill, I can hear you. I can't hear very much, but thanks for joining in from Half Moon Bay. The signals aren't very good. I heard Bill a lot better last week. Well, anyways, running. What are we running? Yeah, we've got a. The Johnson 500 this morning. It's a 4400 being modulated by two 811s, and it looks like we're putting out about 300 watts this morning. How's it doing that? I don't know. Into an 80-meter dipole, and it's up at about 65 feet, and it's strung up north and south, basically on a cliff here that looks down on out on the lake at 7,000 feet. So it's a pretty interesting situation for a dipole antenna, but it seems to work. Anyways, I don't know who's number 5. I didn't write that down. It was a little fuzzy, Chuck. So whoever is number 5, I'm turning it over to you, and then I guess it goes back to Chuck, our gracious net control. This is KB0W off to number 5.
Okay, I guess I got it. I'll keep it brief. This K6 VX1. The signals are very good. Antenna experiments seem to work. I've adjusted the one leg of the dipole here. Most of the antenna, it's not done yet, but I've got things going more north-south on one of the legs, and your signals all over it this morning are very good. I'm going to keep it brief. K6 VXY Vern, Groveland, California, running the AL811 and also the SB200. No. The IC7200 did antenna work mostly this week. It's been very, very hot, already at 75 degrees. It's kind of slowed me down a little bit. Thanks for that, Chuck. You're coming in very good. So this thing's working so far. The antenna work I'm doing. There's more to come, but I know that I was pointed wrong to you guys, and I think I got part of it right now, a good part of it. So back to net. K0. Good morning to Bill and Mike, Steve, and Frank. This K6 VXY.
Okay, Frank, excuse me, I'm sorry, Vern. Yeah, Vern, you've got a nice strong, clear signal in here. The IC7200, whatever you did with the antenna seems to be favorable with the Dayton Valley anyway. So congratulations on that. And Frank, you've got a rock crusher of a signal here today. You're pounding, and you're rattling the dust on the windowsill here in my house. And Steve, wow, excuse me. Steve, you're coming in about S8 or so, and Bill is about the same. A little bit of QSB, but it's negligible. Anyway, and Mike, the GRC-19 sounds like a GRC-19. It sounds great. That's cool that you got that on there. You gave us a treat last week and giving us another one this week, so congratulations on that as well. So, so far so good. Not a problem hearing anybody. Let's see if there's a number 6 out there. I'm sure there is. If you want to be a number 6, you can come now.
Well, okay, I'll be number 6. And I'm kind of tweaking and tweaking at the same time, so kind of bear with me. And that seems to be about as good as it's going to get right now. WA7YBS here. So how do you copy, Chuck?
Oh, no problem, bud. No problem at all. You sound good. You sound really, really good. So, yeah, go ahead and make a transmission, Henry, and send it back up to me, and I'll see if there's a number 7 out there. But no problems with what you're running there. What are you running? Go ahead.
Okay. Let me do a little tweaking and peeking on the transmitter. Okay. Well, WA7YBS here, Henry and Dayton Valley. And we are running the KWS1 and the 75A4, the Mars favorites. And of course that's a military connection, is that these were used extensively by Mars. At least I can remember, back quite a number of years ago, working one of those stations in Antarctica, K4USN or something like that was the call letter. Then they were running KWS 175A4 at that time. So anyway, that's we're running about 150 watts, of course, because we're on upper sideband with a reinserted carrier. Antenna is a collinear array, and the microphone is the Electro Voice 664. That about it covers it. Back to you, Chuck. K0DWC WA7YBS.
Okay, Henry. Yeah, you're sounding good this morning, man, on the KWS1, so great job. All righty. Let's see if there's a number 7 out there. I want to check into the business mode. Come now. Okay, nothing heard. So, all right, well, we got a pretty good turnout this morning. You can hear everybody. So far, conditions seem to be holding up pretty good here. We got a very nice variety of communications equipment this morning, and that's always a good thing. And everybody's sounding great. I hope everybody enjoys this cool weather today. It's nice and cool over here this morning. I'll let Henry give the weather report. So, anyway, one more time. Is there number 7 out there I'd like to check in? Come now. Okay, nothing heard. So, anyway, things going on here. Well, I took the battery out of Carlos 51 Ford and took the battery tray out, and it was pretty nasty, and I've still got to work on that today and clean the area around where the tray was. Get all that cleaned up and looking good, and then do some more work on the battery tray, and then reinstall the battery with the appropriate hold-down clamps and springs for the top. Get that done, and I got a call from Shoebox Central the other day, and they got Carlos' heater control valve on Thursday morning, and that valve was done. by Thursday afternoon, and they called me and said they were going to send it right back to me. I guess they said that they only work on those heater control valves on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So it got there on the last day they were working on it last week. So we kind of got some good timing there. So hopefully that thing's in the mail and on the way back from Oklahoma City. So I'll be able to do that and get the hoses hooked up correctly and get all that going as well. So that's what's been going on here. Got some white chores out front, or out back, I should say, excuse me. And that's kind of what's been going on here. Carla is in the bedroom snoring, so I don't know if she'll be up to check in like a 73 round or not, but anyway, she's in la-la land pretty much about 99% of the time, so. Anyway, that's what's going on here. So with that, we'll send it back up to the top. To Bill, 86 Bravo Charlie Tango to take it. This is K0DWC. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, good morning, Alan. Welcome to
Okay, well, thank you, Bill. N6BC in the Great Bird, W7NS, Mike in Reno, and good morning to Vern and Henry. Everybody's doing well this morning. Conditions are condition normal, I think, as far as signal level, QSB, etc., but still Q5 reception from all stations. And fine, Steve. Well, not fine, but okay on the power update. And of course, for us guys on the east side of the Sierras, our only concern from your fire on your side of the hill is air quality here in the northern Nevada area. So we'll keep an eye on that because that puts a crimp on my 4-mile fast walks I do 3 times a week. If you can't see the mountains, it's time to take the day off from inhalation, at least extreme inhalation there. And Frank, great to hear you. Yes, between you and Henry, you own this frequency, 3974 plus or minus. Good morning, Vern. Sounding just fine on the 7300 as always. And Henry's standing by for some possible Arctic DX here with the KWS-1. So for Frank, the T19 is a combination of what's known as its nomenclature T195 receiver and an R392, T195 transmitter, excuse me, first step of clocking, we'll blame it on that, and the R392 receiver, primarily designed for teletype service, but here we are, about 120 watts of carrier. Hello, and probably about 90% modulation due to the compressor limiter built into the transmitter. So that's a positive and maybe a negative if I was trying to go over tilt positive modulation peaks. But the one difference this morning is the, as mentioned about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago by Mr. Andrew Miller, that's the T1 carbon mic replacement element from a purveyor out in Texas. So it's an electric element but with amplification. So that it sounds reasonably well. It does lack the presence curve that one would like. It's certainly not a D104, but I think it sounds much better than the carbon microphone assortment here. But still, you know, with the especially the compressor limiter, kind of adds a nuance, but also at least it prevents me from overmodulating and finding the sweet spot in the microphone. And hopefully I'm not speaking too loudly into the element, because it's got the T19 facade, which means instinctively you want to hiss the spit cover here on the microphone. But that's the setup here, projects here. Had an exciting QRP luncheon meeting, get together at Jack's number 2 in Reno. And I brought for a little dissertation the National Rodeo Institute's Natrometer. And of course that's a variation CW boat practice device with a spring wound motor. And that generated a fair amount of interest, so that was worth the take, and that was a gift from the late Ralph Covington, W7SK, who's appropriately or inappropriately SK in this past year. But projects here, working on the RAX1 and number 2, the intermediate receiver. I got that going with a, as I'd mentioned last week, if anyone could hear me, on the RCAF aviation set I was on. But we got that going with the modern guy, which means, as I had stated earlier, a transformer, a large value cap, and an N MOSFET voltage regulator for 160 volts on the plates. And I've been listening to you guys on that receiver, and I think it's probably a little spit and polish, and we'll find out how misaligned it is, because obviously it has been in the hands of Mr. Hamster. We'll see what happens with that. So that's the long-winded, 15 seconds of fame transmission. And again, Chuck, thanks for running the show. Over to Steve, W6SSP, W7MS.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and good morning, everybody. The GRC-19 sounds great, or I should say the T195 sounds great. Those are rigs that I really wanted for a long, long time, finally gave up. It seems like they're either too expensive or too junky, so I never found one. So maybe in the future, who knows. Anyway, let's see, I think my receiver is having some audio problems. Audio is kind of distorted this morning for some reason. It's never been that way before, and especially on voice peak. So it looks like after 6 years of faithful operation, it's time to dig into it again. 6 years is pretty good for one of these old things. Anyway, this week I've had a RS390A on the bench. It's a later version EAC. One of 4 I purchased at a local estate sale, one of those managed estate sales. And all 4 of these appear to be brand new. One that I purchased, I found one from the box myself, and empty boxes were piled up in the corner, so pretty sure these are all brand new. Not a scratch on any of them. So anyway, they've been in storage until this week, and probably wouldn't need much work, so I just kind of squirreled them away for a rainy day, or a hot day, as the conditions were this week. So dug out one of them, the one that had a paper note inside with some numbers on it. And I found out why. It turns out that all the low bands, all the bands below 8 megacycles, were dead or had low sensitivity. And quickly found out the problem with that was a cracked clamp on one of the tuning racks. And also, digging into it deeper, found out that the 17 megahertz megacycle converter for the low bands was intermittent, or actually sort of working, but not really well. Anyway, tracked down both of those, and they're working now. It was a matter of removing the the entire RF deck twice, and partially taking apart the gearbox to replace that clamp, which was a major undertaking. I didn't think it was going to be possible. I thought I had to take the whole thing apart, but I didn't. So those are done. So this week I'll be completing final alignment on it. Works fine the way it is, but we'll do alignment anyway to make sure it's up to snuff. Anyway, that's about it for me, guys. We're heading out in a few minutes, so I will stop for a little while, but I'll say 73 and see you all next weekend. So over to Frank, K0DWC Chuck.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Steve. And signals have sort of gone down just a little bit here, but still interesting on your projects this week. And Mike G, your GRC-19 went all the way up to 20 over on my R4C there. So nice signal, golly. What have I done? Oh, I wanted to say good morning to Vern and good morning to Henry. Henry, 20 over as usual with your 75A4 and good solid signal, Vern, with your ICOM 7200. Let's see, did some 40 meter C2 as usual during the week. That's about all I do at night. And did some mechanical work on my boat. The trim pumps for the drives needed to be rebuilt. I'm still working on that with some difficulty. And yeah, I actually had some good news with the Cancer Center. I got my PET scan on Wednesday, and by golly, they say the cancer is cured. So I don't have throat cancer anymore. This is good news for me. So I've been doing a little bit celebrating, not much, but a little bit. But yeah, so there is good news. I guess there is good news some days. Anyways, I don't know if I'm going to make one more transmission or not, but in the event that I don't, it's been a lot of fun, and it's a great Sunday morning here. I'm feeling pretty engaged. Anyways, over to you, Vern, in Paradise. Nice signal. K6VXY, KB0W.
Okay, thanks, Frank. Yeah, I'm in Groveland or Pine Mountain Lake. Paradise has still got a lot up there, and more and more. We did some work here. We're probably going to stay here quite a while. And your signal is very strong, 10 over. What I've done is, with my antenna here, is I have better, not just the age thing. I was working with this way of reorienting my direction on my half-wave antenna, and come to surprise, it's already got new wire on this other leg. It's this white 12-gauge stranded copper wire. So right now, instead of the direction that leg was going, which would be probably pointed mostly, 100% before, that one leg, the left side of my dipole, was pointed, I guess would it be north? Broadside would be north of Reno, quite a bit north. Probably broadside would have been somewhere like going toward eastern Washington. So what I've done is I've got a loop, and I've got a better one yesterday, but it's a loop. It's a piece of metal, rounded, that I hook on to the wire and let the wire just run through it. And then I have a tree that I found that's square, and it's pulling the antenna kind of right now in the middle. It'll be 3/4 soon in a different direction. So it's now wanting to be mostly north-south. And I'd say pretty close to, as I believe Chuck said, the Dayton Valley. It's pointed very much about favorable direction. The other leg, the right side, I've got a tree that I hope to work on this week, but I'll tell you, this temperature out here, it was 100 yesterday afternoon, and that's hot for Pine Mountain Lake and Groveland area, and it's supposed to cool off. Well, it was pretty miserable out there yesterday, and I went and checked this morning, and the antenna height was higher in the middle of 40 feet. Right now it's a little over 32 feet, but that'll be adjusted. So hopefully, I thought I was off on my directions, you know, which way to point to Dayton Valley or point to Henry and Chuck, and then also pointing toward Mike. Mike favorable is a little more favorable in the other direction. But it's this is gonna work. I'm gonna have this. I got some rope yesterday, so I can adjust the angle on it, and it'll probably be hopefully 75-80% favoring your direction on the one leg. The other leg is 50%. That might go up to 100% if I can get this other link done. But I'm going to be careful in the heat. Doctor said, be careful of that heat. You don't go out there. Kill yourself is a horrible thing to say at my age, but right now I'm running not a lot of power. Let's see, we're running about 40 watts, and I has run more. Something may have happened. I've got to replace the coax on this thing too. It's in pretty bad shape. So with that, project news, and I'm also working on some stuff out front with the porch light. That's a real adventure. Electricians around here want $130 an hour, so I'm doing my best to get them fixed up. They're the porch lights and the garage lights. And there's this automatic system on the garage light, which I'm not that crazy about, but I haven't figured it out. It's got these two red wires besides your black, white, and copper. I may get rid of that because I can run 100% LED here and only run 8 watts per light. So that wasn't available when we moved here. And LED's becoming more popular and works well, and you don't need to do all these timer things where you shut the light on and off because you've been running 100 watts and it's now way down. A little energy conscious. Of course, it's also being ham radio frugal. Don't we consider frugal people? I believe that's the right word. Back to net. Control. Chuck, your signal's strong. You were very weak before, so I know this is I'm moving in the right direction. And I haven't listened much on that AM net, but Southern California should be booming in too. K0DWC K6VXY. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, Bern, it goes to Henry WA7YBS in the number 6 spot. So go ahead, Henry.
Okay. K0DWC 4 K6VXY WA7YBS. All right. Okay, good copy on everybody. And Mike, you're about equal with Brown as far as good sounding GRC 19. Well, Q195 sounds real nice. And just that electric substitute there for the carbon element works very well. I got the email also from Andy. It's unclear on how exactly you order that, but I guess if I would have been interested, I would have pursued it a little further. But anyway, it sounds very good. And competing with W1NZRs for good sounding T195s. So let's see. The 73 to Steve, who's going to go out and about. Now, you have a good signal here, Steve, but I understand the A1 is acting up. Along with the EAC R390As. I'm wondering if any of those had the rocket ship tag on those. Those real late Electronic Assistance Corporation that they sold to civilians. This was in 1968 or so. I think it was about 150 of them or so that they sold. $2,800, something like that. And anyway, to differentiate those from the military, those had a special tag on them. The data plate. The data plate had a rocket ship on one side of it. So those are like ultra rare because they only made like 150 of them or so. I guess that was all they could find out there that would pay $2,800 in 1968 for a receiver. But at any rate, it was very good on getting 4 of them that are essentially NOS, and I guess that was quite a few years ago. And let's see, weather-wise, very humid here, and it's, we had a little bit of lightning yesterday, but it was all pretty much far away. It was, you could see it and everything like that, but you didn't hear the thunder, so it was quite a distance away. And I think we had, a minuscule, immeasurable amount of rain. It was just, really, it was kind of doing it, but it really, you had to be outside. You could sort of feel it hit you, but it really didn't do much else. And so anyway, it's already cloudy. Today will probably be, a lot of that sort of thing, but you never know. These sort of monsoonal thunderstorms are, as the weather guy says, hit and miss. You just might get it and you might not. No predicting it. So anyway, that's the weather. I think it started out being 90-something. Well, it didn't start out, but it got to 90 or so, and then the clouds came and cooled off rather quickly. And speaking of working where it's really hot, the other day I was out mowing, and usually I mow in the morning, but I couldn't wait. I had to mow in the afternoon. It was about, 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that, and it was 90, I think it was 97 or 98 degrees, and it didn't bother me. But after about, 45 minutes or so of pretty heavy brush mowing there, the tractor boiled over. I didn't boil over, but it boiled anyway, the coolant. So the tractor couldn't handle it. I could, but the tractor couldn't. So anyway, I got to remember the tractor likes below 90 degrees anyway, if you're going to be out there doing that. Let's see, projects. Working on the solid state Ray-Cal. It is working pretty good. All the mechanical stuff is fixed on it now. And I got the VFO, the second VFO, this is kilocycle VFO, working and tracking correctly now. Anywhere on the dial from 0 to 1,000 kc is accurate within 2 kc, so that's pretty good. And so it's coming along. I'm really surprised that the solid state version, the RA6217, sounds as good as it does. Unfortunately, I have the E version, the Echo version, which was set up for pan adapter and a remote preselector, antenna preselector, and so it doesn't have the 1 watt audio output. It's got like 100 milliwatts or so, and but the normal RA6217A had a 1 watt audio amplifier. Used op-amp LM380, I believe it was, for the audio output. Gave them 1 watt of audio, but don't have that because I have the Echo version. Anyway, that's the rundown on what's going on here. Back to Chuck, K0DWC WA7YBS.
Okay, Henry, well, you sound super busy. Everybody's got projects, you know. Mike's got the RAX he's working on, and Tim's got the RAL he's working on, and Vern's working on antennas, and, you know, Will, I think, did some antenna work a while back, but he sounds better, and Frank's just booming in here. 7-3s to Steve, and Frank, hearty congratulations on your diagnosis there, cancer-free. That's wonderful, man. It makes my day. I love to hear stuff like that. And, hearty congratulations there. That's great news, and I'm glad that you're going to be around for a long time, and that's great. So looking forward to all your future check-ins and everything, and I want to wish you the best with that ordeal there. So great job. I guess let me make a call out and see if there's a number 7 wants to check in the tail end of the second one. If I can check into number 7, you can come now. Okay, nothing heard. So we'll start the 7-3 round now, guys, and we'll go from there. So we'll go back up to the top to Bill. M6 Bravo Charlie Tango to take it. Go ahead, Bill. Well, thanks, Bill. 7-3s to you also, or 7-3. But we'll do reception from all. And a few comments here. Chuck forgot to comment on the updates on the Ford project and the fact you're going to have a heater control valve headed your way. And you'll be ready for winter, that's for sure. And still looking forward to that drive-by with you as a passenger and Carla with a big smile on her face. So still waiting for that day, but I know you were. We're getting closer to the official 100% serviceable Ford Special. So thanks for the updates on that. 7-3s to Steve, and you know, hopefully relatively low anxiety based on the distance between he and the fire in Calistoga. And of course, as Chuck had mentioned, big congratulations to Frank on his all clear. Or I guess in maybe the modern vernacular, he's gotten his official green card for the USA. So congratulations on the update, and appreciate you passing that on. And Vern, a man of extreme patience, testing his antenna orientation and setup there in Groveland. So good on that. And that leads to Henry comments on and Vern's comments about not killing himself. Well, Henry's not going to kill his tractor, but there's some irony there, isn't there? And I would assume the tractor may have a few years less time on the planet, but I think that shows he's in better shape. I think Henry won that contest. And Henry, thanks for the comments on the microphone element. And I think there was a link. I don't think it was an active link in the email, but I think it was a cut and paste. And I can't really quite remember, but I think it was there somewhere. But, yeah, but the issue, of course, is it's a T1, classic Western Electric T1 telephone handset replacement. So the OD, the outside diameter is
largely ineffective in a 17 environment. It's just too big. But I'm running the what I think is probably, from my opinion, the really kind of the most disappointing P17, and that's the D version, the heavily cost-reduced plastic case. I still haven't figured out how you can get the switch and the micro switch out of it. Not that I ever wanted to, but if you look at it, it's how do you get it apart? But the one advantage was being plastic. I could break out the flat plastic cutting heating element, or a piece of copper wire that goes in the soldering gun. So I could melt out the excess plastic. No patience required. Just you have to be a little careful and not overdo it. So I could shove that element in this handset. But the normal higher build cost P17s is just too big. But works well, and I really appreciate the reports. Listening to myself, I had a similar impression that it wasn't perfect, but it was, in most cases, a big improvement over the assortment of carbon mics here in the shack. But with that, it's been fun. It's been good. And good morning to Carla. She's up for her first cup of coffee. But over to Frank if you're still listening. K0DWC
Yeah, I'm still here. Okay, well, the 73 round. Mike, you sound great. Your signal actually went up. You're back up to 20 over here. So nice signal, nice audio. I like your microphone. And 73 to Steve, 73 to Bill, and 73 to you, Chuck, and thanks again for running the net. You always do a nice job. As far as Henry, wow, 95 degrees. Yeah, it never gets that hot up here. Right now, the temperature is about 58 degrees, overcast, and it looks like it's going to rain this afternoon. I did a celebration hike up to Angora Lakes yesterday, which isn't much of a hike, but it's only about a mile from where you park, and got absolutely drenched. So it's an interesting weather. And I wanted to put a plug in for the Cancer Center in Truckee. It's a small town, but by golly, they've got a really great business operation there. They seem to be very, very successful in what they do, and it's an absolutely fantastic organization that's connected to UC Davis. So my hat's off to them, and I want to give you a big tour. I think you certainly did a great job on me. That's something I'll always remember them for. And I wanted to say okay to you, Vern in Grove. I'm sorry, I got your QTH wrong. So I'm going to say 73. It's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to getting on the air again next week. So 73, everybody, and over to you, Vern. KB0W, sending it over to K6VXY.
Okay, thanks, Frank. Good signal there. Fairly low here. I don't know why. That's when we'll have to check output off the linear. But the antenna switch is going to be in progress, and this week I promised to get back and working on my Marauder. I've got tubes to put in and things to test. I'm hoping to run next Sunday the Marauder barefoot, see how that works. And I've got the 610 here in line. I'll be using that. The last time I used it, it shows the modulation okay, but when you go to the with the trapezoid pattern, there's not much spread on it, but maybe a evaporator error. Good morning to everybody. It's 73s to Bill and Mike. It's Steve if you're listening, and of course Frank and Henry. Sorry I I got you written down here. I've got your antenna set up and transmitter, everything logged, but I forgot to turn it to you. I appreciate your help over a period of time, and especially when it comes to the Marauder, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Getting back to normal here, except I've noticed on this, I got an almanac here that I put in a book, that the sunrise sunset is now moving on the sunrise, which I watch closely this time of year, about a minute a day. So by this time in the middle of September, that's no surprise to anyone, but I'd say within 3 weeks, this net's going to be very different, and we're going to be actually operating when it's a little dark outside. That'll be nice. Okay, not all the net, but some of it. K0DWC, good net there, Chuck. Thanks for letting me in, and I'm going to turn it over to Henry in Dayton Valley, I guess your guys are calling it. Nice area, beautiful area. 6 BXY, 73 is tall.
Okay, Vern, K6 VXY, WA7YBS. Yeah, the reason we call it Dayton Valley is because actually Dayton, the town of Dayton, is about 5 miles west of where we are. We're actually on the east side of Dayton Valley, and so that's why. So you don't get us confused with the wonderful downtown bird of Dayton. And so, with that, I have one more thing to report, which was yesterday. It didn't really seem like there was a lot of wind. You know, when you have the thunderstorms and they're fairly close, you will get some pretty gusty winds as, you know, the air moves up and down in thunder clouds. And so anyway, we had some gusty winds, although it really didn't seem like it was that bad. The top of one of the 60-foot cottonwood trees broke off and fell down probably, probably 30 feet or so. And it landed on another cottonwood log that I had out there and smashed it. It just smashed it. And the interesting thing about that particular cottonwood was the top of it had a beehive in it. And so let's just say that those bees are pissed. They are upset because the break in that particular, and we're talking about one, cottonwood trunk that's probably 2 feet in diameter or so, and right where the break is where the beehive was. Beehive's been there for at least 13 years I know of, but it was always 40 feet up in the air or so, 30, 40 feet up in the air. So we didn't really care. But now half of the beehive is on the ground, and the other half is still about 30 feet up in the air. So an interesting little event that happened yesterday due to probably, I guess, there was just a gust of wind that was at the right point, and that tree was, a cottonwood tree was just rotten enough in there, and down it came, much to the upsetting nature there to the little bees. So that's the report. 73 all around. Everybody have a good one. I guess I'll be net control next week, so we'll hear everybody on then. Over to Chuck. K0DWC WA7YBS 73 all.
Okay, Henry, WA7YBS K0DWC. All right. Well, hey, just a quick footnote. I forgot to tell you yesterday, Carla stepped on an anthill. Some of the ants got on one of her feet there, and they bit the heck out of her. And her one foot's a little bit swollen, so she's going to be walking wounded with an ice pack on her foot. It's not swelled up real bad. It's just enough to get her irritated. And I don't know. I don't think any of you ever see her really irritated, but you don't want to see that. So anyway, okay, guys. Carla says hi, by the way. She did finally get up, but she said hi, and she'll try to check in next week. But okay, guys. Good net this morning. Had a lot of fun. A lot of good equipment. A lot of good folks. A lot of good news. So. As Henry stated, he'll be net control next weekend, and we will talk to you guys next week. So with that, this is K0DWC today, and I'd like to thank everyone for their participation and invite everybody back next Sunday morning. So take care, guys. Enjoy the cool weather, and we'll see you next week. So K0DWC. Signing off in corner. 7-3, guys.